Recording. Great. Well, Punzi, I want to thank you for allowing us to interview you today.
Of course.
So we've gone over the interview guide and we got some demographic information. I'd like to begin asking you to describe a bit about the relationships that you've formed within the SIT community and how that experience has been for you as an international student.
Actually, I think I have very good relationship with SIT environments because of here we have a lot of system to really support international system, like student. For example, we have ISAP, International Associations Committee, and we have international student sections. And I think the environment here it's very friendly, and in terms of economic relationship, I also get a lot of support from writing centers or even from students, like particularly US students, in terms of my English or.
Okay, sure. No, I like what you mentioned when you first started off your answer. You were talking about the ISEP. Can you tell me more about that?
ISEP is mean International Associations Communities. Every month, international students come up together with some idea and how to address the issue that we have and how to not only address but how to really create the activity together in order to create more unities and to help students have more like happiness when they far away from homes and reduce their stresses, and then it will relate it with also like economic learning as well, how international student can really improve and how we can get support from different units and how we can link the network to the communities. And at the same time, we also have like small of funding to really support our idea to implement the activity that we have planned.
Now, when you're talking about the community, you're talking about the communities from which international students come from, or the international student community at SIT?
International student at SIT, and then sometimes we relate activity like butterball communities, or sometimes international student also provides like presentations or visit in many different schools in the butterball. So it really helps us to create network amongst international students and community in Vermont. Yeah.
How do you feel about the nature of the relationship? Do you find that, just tell me more about the relationships that have resulted from this networking with the Brattleboro community. Are there any sort of relationships that have been established that you can talk about?
Actually, personally, for myself, I don't have particular relationship, but for my colleagues, yes, they been to school many times, and they have in terms of what we call like social justice network in Butterboro, because in last semester I was too busy, so I'm not volunteer to personally connect with the community.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're saying it's more of a time issue?
Yeah, time issue and tax or workload issue.
So time is not, you don't have as much time as you would like, and you're also saying that the workload is
like a lot.
It's a lot for you?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me more about the workload. Is workload, how does the workload affect your relationships in general at SIT? Does it affect more than just the relationships in the community?
Even in the SAT, it still can be impact because when I have a lot of workload, it means I have very less time to really socialize with friends or go out or even sitting here and have long discussions.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's almost not possible last semester because I need to finish my assignment, paper assignments, or I need to finish my reading assignments, particularly when my English is not my primary language and I have to spend more time on readings and writings. And then my writing also need to be edited in terms of English grammar or so it for me like it takes a long time. It's make me have really less time to really socialize and have more relationship with other students.
Okay. I want to use that opportunity to thank you again for participating in the interview, despite the fact you don't have a lot of time.
No,
it's important to me. I appreciate it.
I appreciate to do because I think it's very important for us as a student to provide opportunity to each other. For example, if I do this topic, I might want to introduce with somebody else. I would be glad if they have time for me. So that's why I'm happy to do as well.
That's a nice way to look at it.
Yeah.
So in terms of, have you found yourself like maybe forming any particular relationships with students in terms of friendships that you really value? Could you tell me about that? Like, are there particular students that you don't have to mention any names, obviously, if you don't want to, but maybe just can you tell me maybe about some of the social experiences you've had at SAT that have been important to you, or maybe even some relationships that have been important to you, even without mentioning the name if you don't wish?
Yeah, I think for me at the beginning, I don't have particular person or particular group that I really want to do really special. But I mean, most of students are very important to have relationships to each other. But because of time consuming, because of workload and anything, and then finally I found out that I have very good relationship with students who stay in the dorm.
Oh.
Because sometimes we walk fast and then we just say hello, and sometimes we even eat dinner or lunch together in the common place. So this opportunity really can help me to have good relationship with friends. But then I found out that most of the time I really don't have chance to really socialize with friends who live off campus. So I found out that this is it's my I lack of relationship with many friends who live off campus, but it doesn't mean I don't like them. But because of we have different schedule and we have different timings, sometimes different class, or even I guess maybe some of students we never even say hello. But most of students I know, but yeah, some of them because of this. Yeah.
Okay. So it's, if I hear you, it's because of the scheduling differences, and maybe it's just because you're saying that with the people in the dorm they're easier to get to.
Yeah, even we don't have the same class, but sometimes when you use the same floor, sometimes you see each other, just say hello or just sit down like 5 minutes together and talk. It can help you to really create a relationship, but for people